Rihanna cries uncontrollably after ASAP Rocky finally did it. No one saw it coming. And yet, in hindsight, the signs were always there. For weeks, fans had been whispering. Subtle changes, fewer public appearances together, a certain tension in interviews that didn't quite feel like their usual playful chemistry. But nobody expected this moment, the one that would leave Rihanna completely shattered. It all began quietly. Sources close to the couple revealed that ASAP Rocky had been working on something in secret. At first, many assumed it was music-related. After all, he had been teasing new projects, disappearing into studios, and keeping a noticeably low profile. Rihanna, known for her sharp intuition, reportedly sensed that something was different. But even she couldn't fully piece it together until that night. A private gathering, close friends, a calm, almost too perfect atmosphere. Rihanna walked in glowing, confident, unaware that her world was about to shift in ways she never imagined. And then Rocky stood up. What he said next changed everything. At first, his voice was steady, measured, but there was a weight behind his words that immediately made the room fall silent. He began speaking about growth, about change, about how life sometimes forces you to make decisions that are bigger than love itself. Rihanna's smile slowly faded. Those who were there say you could feel the moment her heart dropped, like she understood before he even finished what was coming. And then he said it. He finally did it. Whether it was a shocking personal confession, a life-altering decision, or a move that directly impacted their relationship, one thing was clear. Rihanna wasn't prepared. Not for this. Not from him. Her reaction was immediate and devastating. At first, she froze completely still, as if her mind was trying to catch up with reality. But within seconds, the emotion hit her like a wave. She couldn't hold back. Tears filled her eyes instantly, and then they started falling uncontrollably. This wasn't just a few tears. It was raw, painful, overwhelming emotion. The kind that comes from deep disappointment. From feeling blindsided, from realizing something you trusted has just shifted forever. People in the room were stunned. No one moved. No one spoke, because seeing Rihanna, strong, confident, unshakable Rihanna, break down like that, it was something they had never witnessed before. Rocky, for his part, looked conflicted. Some say he tried to explain himself further. Others say he stood there knowing that no words could undo what had already been said. Either way, the damage was done. And Rihanna, she couldn't stay. Through tears, she reportedly tried to gather herself, but it was clear she needed to get out. She walked away, emotions pouring out, leaving behind a room full of silence and a moment that would soon send shock waves across the internet. Because once news of what happened leaked, fans lost it. Social media exploded with reactions. Some blamed Rocky, saying whatever he did crossed a line that should never have been crossed. Others defended him, arguing that sometimes difficult truths have to come out, no matter how painful. But the overwhelming response, concern for Rihanna, people who have followed her journey from her early days to becoming a global icon, felt the weight of this moment, because this wasn't just celebrity drama. It felt personal, it felt real. And the biggest question now is, what happens next? Is this the end of one of the most talked about relationships in the industry? Or is this just a breaking point that could somehow lead to something stronger? Right now, no one knows. What we do know is that ASAP Rocky finally did something that changed everything, and Rihanna's reaction made it clear. This moment will not be forgotten anytime soon. Rihanna cries uncontrollably after ASAP Rocky finally did it. The night started like any other. Quiet, intimate, almost too calm for two of the most talked about figures in the world. Inside their private space, far from cameras and flashing headlines, everything felt normal. But beneath that calm surface, something had been building for weeks, maybe even months. Rihanna had sensed it. That subtle distance, that hesitation in his voice, those moments where Rocky seemed present but not fully there. At first, she brushed it off. Life had been overwhelming. Business moves, family responsibilities, the pressure of being Rihanna. And for Rocky, the weight of expectations never really disappears. Still, something felt different this time. And that night, everything changed. The moment everything shifted, Rocky stood across from her, unusually quiet. No jokes, no playful energy, just a seriousness Rihanna hadn't seen in a long time. He started, his voice low, almost uncertain. That was enough. Her heart dropped. Because when someone like Rocky, normally confident, expressive, and smooth, struggles to find words, you know something big is coming. She tried to stay composed, crossing her arms slightly, her eyes locked on him. "What is it?" she asked. There was a long pause. Too long. Then he finally said it. The decision that broke her. What Rocky revealed wasn't shouted. It wasn't dramatic. It didn't come with anger. It came quietly, and somehow that made it hurt even more. He had made a decision, one that would shift everything between them. A move, a change, a step that meant things couldn't stay the same. For Rihanna, it felt like the ground beneath her had disappeared. Because this wasn't just about a decision, it was about what it meant. Rihanna's emotional collapse. At first, she didn't react. She just stared, processing, trying to understand how things got here. But then it hit her hard. Her eyes filled instantly, her breathing became uneven. And before she could stop herself, before she could hold on to that strength the world always sees, she broke down completely. Tears streamed down her face as she turned away, trying to hide the pain. But it was too late. She wasn't just crying, she was shattered. Years of love, memories, trust, all flashing through her mind at once. "How could you?" she managed to say, her voice trembling. Rocky's reaction. For the first time, Rocky looked shaken. He hadn't expected this. He thought she'd be upset, but not like this. Not to the point where she couldn't even stand still without breaking. He stepped closer, trying to explain, trying to fix it, but sometimes words come too late. And sometimes they don't fix anything at all. What this means for them. This moment wasn't just a disagreement. It was a turning point. The kind of moment that defines a relationship. Either pulling two people closer together or pushing them further apart than they've ever been. Rihanna's tears weren't just about what he did. They were about what it represented. Doubt, fear, the possibility that everything they built might not be as unbreakable as they once believed. Fans left shocked. If the world could see what happened in that moment, they'd be stunned. Because from the outside, everything always looked perfect. Power couple, strong bond, unstoppable energy. But behind closed doors, even the strongest relationships face moments that test everything. The uncertain future. As the night went on, silence filled the room. No music, no laughter. Just two people standing in the aftermath of something they couldn't take back. Rihanna wiped her tears, but the emotion lingered. Rocky stood there knowing one thing for sure. Whatever happens next, nothing will be the same. And now the question everyone would be asking if this moment ever surfaced is simple. Did this bring them closer or was this the beginning of the end?